Zodiac, take us back to the source. We appeal to the master of the wheel. We're a star gone too far off its course.
We all know the tides are affected by the moon and the Earth goes through cycles. So it makes sense that man is affected by the planets above. It's hard for us to understand how, though. Amy Shapiro has studied astrology for over 20 years, and she has a special way of communicating her knowledge through the airwaves of WNCG radio in Newburyport.
Good morning. I'm Amy Shapiro, welcoming you back to another edition of Good Heavens, the astrology program. Astrology and metaphysics mean different things to different people, and here at WNCG we present Good Heavens pretty much for your fun and enjoyment.
Unfortunately, most people have misconceptions about astrology because the only astrology they've been exposed to is the I have to say garbage astrology that is in the newspapers, the sun sign astrology that is so terribly limiting. Well, it's a lot of study, first of all, because there are so many factors. It really does take many years of study to be able to put the pieces together. You see, you've got several planets, all the signs, houses, aspects. So I would say it takes a mental discipline, first of all. If you're psychic, that's great. It might help you in your counseling clients and working with them and being responsive and understanding and sensitive to their pain and their suffering. And I think that it's more of an intuitive kind of subject than I would say psychic.
What would you say to someone who does not believe in astrology at all?
That's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't believe it either. It doesn't require faith, and it's not a religion. Have your chart done and you'll see for yourself that it works. There is much more than astrology that's at work when I'm doing a chart. I do ask for guidance on an inner level, that when I'm talking to you or talking to a client, that what I would call my higher self and their higher self can link up and can make the most of the time and can perhaps guide me to see what they need for me to share with them about what's going on. This speeds up the astrologer's calculations by about 20 minutes to a half an hour, depending upon how fast you are as an astrologer. I can set up a chart by hand in about 20 minutes. Most people require more time than that, but
a natal chart is done by knowing your birth date, place, and time you were born. That information is put into a computer that analyzes your personal planetary aspects, which Amy interprets.
We'll just get this out of the machine, and we'll be ready to do your chart. You have a lot of artistic sensitivity, and that you're very personable. People would really feel very warmly toward you because they would feel that you were sincere.
It takes about an hour for an individualized chart to be analyzed. In addition to her office clientele, she looks forward to the Saturday morning call-in show where a listener can find out how the transits are affecting them.
September 21st, so you're pretty much on the cusp. September 21st, 1954. You are Virgo. The sun had not gone into Libra the year you were born until the 23rd, but you're at the tail end of Virgo.
Amy also produces a monthly television show for cable stations around the North Shore. She has a feature in the North Shore Singles Guide called Good Heavens Dateline, and her transit reports are published in Chicago's Inner Quest magazine.
Good morning.
With all that she contributes through her work, Amy has a spiritual sense of her surroundings.
And if you think of the Earth as a living organism, which science is finally starting to understand. Yes, we are a living organism, and we've been taking advantage of it, and we've been abusing Mother Nature and Mother Earth. Most people who've finished having their chart done might say to me, you know, you haven't told me anything I didn't already know. But then again, nobody else knew that about me. There were things that only I knew, and they were good to hear because it's a confirmation. So that's how I use astrology. I often refer to it as a mirror, that astrology doesn't make you who you are, but it can be a wonderful mirror to use to see, in an objective sense, who you are, what your talents are, and what your potentials are.
And of course, you know, my wish for all for the week ahead is that may good heavens shine as our lives intertwine, that together through love we may know the divine. I'm Amy Shapiro, and you've been listening to Good Heavens, the Astrology Show. It's 8:59 on WNCG, your coastal home companion.